needs an enema.
I think it's a fabulous way to spend your spare time.
Now, at this point in the movie, we see the dark clouds forming around the top of Dana Barrett's apartment block. Never really noticed this before, but 30 odd years have gone by, and this cloud effect is looking a little bit old. It's looking a bit ropey, and frankly, it's looking a little cheap. So, what are we going to do here? Well, as usual, we want to keep the integrity of the look and style of the visual effect. So we're basically going to replace the dark clouds that are forming with newly composited dark clouds that are going to be made up of a number of elements. So we'll start with these wispy black smoke effects. We'll combine a few of them. They're going to be in the background. We want them to move, we want them to animate, we want them to look like they are growing and forming into a more solid, robust shape. Once we've done that, we can add a little bit of lighter grey smoke or cloud. These are essentially smoke effects, but when they're really tiny in the frame, they will look like some sort of organic matter that's forming. And now we're going to go to our clouds. We found this billowing smoke, which actually looks like forming clouds. So we'll have it on both sides. And if we play this through, you can see it's got a nice movement to it. The scale is quite good. The colour is good. And it just looks like two large, dark, fluffy clouds that are forming around the top of the building. But we're going to add something else to this. It's a special type of blare effect. It's blare that swirls. So again, it's going to give the clouds an organic feel as they're forming. It's these blaring swirls that are going to start quite heavy and then dissipate into nothing as the cloud is fully formed. And as this is Ghostbusters, we'd like to stylistically add something of the paranormal. Just a subtle addition to the forming of the clouds, and we're going to use this green smoke, which we're going to add a certain glow to it. As you can see, it's just wispy lines of green smoke that are forming, and we'll lay that on top and it'll just give it that slight supernatural touch. Okay, the subway ghost. Now this is a creepy visual effect, but as with some of the others, it suffers due to the technology used at the time and it being an optical composite of a puppet. One of the big giveaways that it is an optical composite is these large areas of brightness when they composited these things, and you may see this effect in some of the earlier Star Wars films where you see a light semi-transparent box around the model or ship, or in this case creature. It can be somewhat distracting when you watch the film. So the way in which we've approached this is we need a clean background plate, so we've constructed one using various bits and pieces from the shot itself that hasn't been obstructed by something in the foreground. Once we've done that, we can start manually erasing the areas around the ghost, and the clean background plate will obviously be revealed underneath. We can take our new isolated ghost and we can overlay it on top of itself with increased levels of exposure, which brings out the details in the face, the body, the limbs, the fingers, etc.